Well, thank you again for joining us. And I don't know about you, but I am mega excited to be here with you today. So, after some feedback and some observations, I've decided to shift gears a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually focus a little bit more on the basics of SEO. And then, for any of us that aren't familiar with it as a marketing channel, as to what it is and all that jazz. And then from there at the end, we'll see how to get access to the Ahrefs Webmaster tool. So let's begin. So here's my agenda. Here's our agenda today. Basically, let's just go really quickly through it. As I mentioned before, we're going to be covering the basics. We're going to start with an introduction about me. Yay, me. No, just kidding. We're just going to, I'm going to introduce myself a bit, and then I'm going to share my intention for this webinar for you. We're going to talk about what is SEO. We're going to talk about who's it for. We're going to move into why I love it and why you should too, how it works. Sorry, excuse me. And then we're going to talk about will it work? And then into how much does it cost, how to track ROI. And then ultimately, right at the end, we're going to see how to access that Ahrefs Webmaster tools. And then just kidding, actually. Not right at the end. Right at the end, I have a little surprise for you. Just a little surprise. I'm going to try very hard not to ruin the surprise. So on with it. Hello. As mentioned before, I'm Trevor Tynes. A little bit about me. I am absolutely obsessed with SEO. I'm obsessed with return on investment, stemming from my early introduction to the financial services industry, investments, financial instruments, and that's all about return on investment. And I take that with me into this industry as well. But let's talk about how obsessed I am with SEO. Just for fun, most of my YouTube watching is either for cooking and recipes, because I like to cook for my family, but the vast majority is SEO content. And like I said, I do it just for fun. I'm a member of several SEO testing communities, such as the Search Intelligence Agency and Internet Marketing Gold. I recommend you check those out if you have that real inclination to dive deep into SEO. And then also I invest heavily into SEO courses. I'd imagine by now I've actually invested more hours in learning about SEO through these various best of the best courses than I did in all my 7 years of various post-secondary school education. So let's continue. So I have about 10 years of digital marketing experience. My first taste of digital marketing came when early in the 2000s when I was working with a home theater retail outlet based on almost strictly commission. The base salary was pretty much minimum wage, and then rather than leaving the my sales and my ability to generate sales and income to the company and their marketing efforts, I decided to take matters in my own hands. I decided to start investing in Google AdWords, or Google Ads, but Google AdWords is what it was called before, and Facebook ads. So what I did was I made Kijiji pages for whatever products that I wanted to sell, and then I ran ads to those, and I brought in plenty of traffic, plenty of foot traffic, increased my sales, and just as a result of that, I shot up the sales leaderboard, and I told my friend about it, who actually owned a digital marketing agency, and he hounded me for 2 years to join his team because he saw what I did on social media, and then also these stories that made him just really recruit me. After 2 years, I finally said okay, and I joined his team. and his team is based in Toronto. So basically, what I did was, like I said, I started doing social media posts for their company and their client company, and then eventually they asked me to do cold calling. Now, cold calling, I hated every moment of it. I still do, frankly, and I haven't done it for a while now. Anyways, but what I hated most about it was I was absolutely terrified in being found out that I didn't know anything about SEO. So I was hesitant. It paralyzed me, and my best solution was to learn as much as possible as I could. And in doing so, I eventually turned into that annoying pest to the partner in charge of client services and fulfillment work, that I started making suggestions to them, and to either out of just pure annoyance or them seeing potential in me, they offered me an opportunity to start doing some SEO client work. And in doing so, it wasn't long before the clients that I started working on were actually outperforming the clients of the partner. And that really set that foundation of confidence, of excitement, and which further fueled my my obsessive knowledge acquisition and practicing of SEO. So it's fun to reflect back on the fact that a lot of these clients were highly competitive industries in Canada's largest population, in Canada's largest city. These were optometrists, dentists, home services, locksmiths, roofers, that sort of stuff. I got this first taste of success in very difficult environments, and that actually continues to serve my clients to this day, because to this day I still manage profitable SEO campaigns for my clients, and as far as I can see, I'm gonna do it until I'm done. So you'll see through this presentation that I definitely significantly lack exceptional digital marketing skills. Whoops. I significantly lack exceptional graphic design skills, but that's all right. Don't hold that against me, because my skills sit in SEO. If you make a Google search for SEO Consultant Canada, you'll surely find me number one. I'm ranking number one, and I like to show that off once in a while. So on to my intention. My intention for you today is, if I could even help one business owner, one fellow business owner, understand what SEO is, learn its importance, find or acquire these actionable steps and implement them in any which way possible, whether it's by yourself, with the help of somebody else, to improve your business and by extension your life, I will be one happy camper. If more than one, even better. But even just one person, if this information can change the life of one person for the better, I feel this will be a successful webinar. So on that note, let's begin. So what is SEO? What does it stand for? SEO stands for search engine optimization. So let's think of this like this way. Your potential needs one of your products, needs a service of yours. They go to Google, or another search engine, and then they type into Google your business type or your product and the city that you're in. So a search engine results page comes up, and then they either find you or they find your competition. And whoever they find earns that chance to potentially earn the business that's in front of them. So for example, here's a search for car dealerships, Sarnia. If it's a location-based search with a city or town name in it, generally we're going to see this map listing. This is where Your Google My Business listing comes into play. This is what gets shown on the maps. If you're on your mobile phone, which most of our searches are from our mobile phone, this is what comes up and is most prominent as well. And this is what leads to a lot of business. And then on the right below that, you'll have your 10 organic listings. These 10 positions, along with the ads and along with the local SEO or the local rankings, these are what makes up a SERP, a search engine results page. And this basically is where you want to be found. I only have the top 5 here because, frankly, the majority of clicks go to either the top 5 or these maps. Anything below the top 5, and then especially on the second page, you pretty might as well be invisible. There's a joke in the SEO community, and it goes something like this: where is the best place to hide a dead body? And that's on the second page of Google. It's cheesy, but this is I like it because I'm an SEO nerd. I hope you guys smiled a little bit. So on the heels of that amazingly cheesy joke, let's continue. So who is SEO for? This is for any organization, ranging from local small businesses to non-for-profits to Fortune 500 corporations that are privately held or publicly held, to government run. The real key here is that no matter the organization, they should be delivering one or more of the following: either a great product, great service, a meaningful cause, an exceptional end user experience. But why? Why do I say this? The reason being is, to me, SEO is an accelerator. If you're exceptional at what you do and you're creating raving fans, you put out an amazing product, offer a great service, people love the experience with you, or your cause is amazing. What they're going to do is they're going to, tell their friends. You're going to get great reviews, and those positive reviews are going to further boost your rankings. They're going to, as we all know, referrals from family members and friends and people that we trust are the best type of business lead generations. Funny enough, in my humble opinion, referrals from Google are the second best kind of business driver. But I digress. So basically, as I was saying, with a great service, great product, and all the like, basically that just speeds up the more business growth and more referrals and more ranking signals and all that. So that's why I feel that great companies benefit the most out of SEO. So here, let's talk about why I love SEO. So what do these numbers have in common? And I'll just sit here for a bit. I'm going to let you, ponder this and maybe figure it out in your mind and see how they cross-reference with what I'm about to share. All right. Let's go. Let's see if how accurate we were. 93% of all online experiences begin on a search engine. Now going down, 94% of all clicks in that SERPs, that search engine results page, goes to those organic results. So those top 10 pages with, as I mentioned before, the mass majority going to the top 5 and especially the top 3. 4 and 5 means 4 in 5 consumers use search engines to find local information. 97% of people learn more about a local company online than anywhere else. 92 indicates 92% of searches will pick businesses on that first page of the search engine's local search results page. So that is actually that map listing that I showed you in the previous slide. So 92% of searchers will pick a business in that the top 3 there. Not the ads, but the top 3. And then 80 indicates 80% of local searches convert, meaning a conversion or a convert means somebody finds a business and then they convert into a lead or a sale, whether that's a phone call or email or what have you, which we'll discuss coming up. And I just actually not shown here. I wanted to give a quick tip and another fun fact. So 92% of all search queries that have a city in it and a business category, a Yelp page will be actually present in the top 5. That's 92% of the time. So a little idea is to make sure that you have your Yelp page up, optimize it, do your best to get, feedback and reviews. And then you just have one more piece of real estate in that top 5, along with your website. I hope your at least your homepage or your service page, to get in front of and get another opportunity to have another customer, patient, or client. So naturally, part of my obsession with SEO stems from what I love about it. These stats, these really support the reasons why I love it. But what I love most about SEO, about marketing, no matter the channel, is I love allowing fellow business owners to, build their companies so that at the end of the day, they can provide for themselves and their families, their loved ones, and their teams can grow and their teams can support themselves and their loved ones. And it really just has a positive ripple effect. Next, we're going to talk about how it works. So SEO really hinges on three pillars. 2 pillars being, in my opinion, the most important, and that is relevance of content and basically a popularity contest of links. So we'll get to that in a second, the second part. We're going to continue on with the relevance of content. So Google's made up of several algorithms, and algorithms are based on math and science. So just like in math class or in science, you can actually experiment, and this is based on the scientific method. And I like to apply the scientific method to SEO. So we can make experiments, we can have hypotheses, or we can have hypotheses first. We can experiment on our ideas, test them out. We observe the results that come out of them. And if they're consistent enough, then we can understand that if we do A, then result B will happen. So that's basically what this next line is. If we can understand, then we can take an action and expect a specific result. On the other side of the coin, there's popularity of links. So we want our web pages to match as much as possible and as relevant as possible to somebody's searcher, the intent of somebody's search. And then also Google needs to trust our web pages and our domains, and that's through links. That's what are called backlinks. And a backlink is basically when another website on one of their pages mentions a page on your website and links to it, and you click it. It's usually a blue link. You click on that, and it takes you to a new page. That's actually a backlink, or link for short. So really, it's a big popularity contest. The best types of links are ones that are relevant, industry relevant, that sort of thing. Links from the same type of industries, publications, associations, specific direct business directories, even non-competing complementary businesses within your industry. Those are considered relevant links. Authority links are links from very popular sites that have a significant amount of trust in Google's eyes. The more that we have those types of links, the more trustworthy and authoritative we become. And then if Google sees our web pages and our websites as more authoritative, then they're going to trust us more and they're going to reward us more with higher links. Now, the best type of link that are traffic sources that send you visitors from another website, and then that ultimately lead to either lead generation or sales, direct orders. Those are the cream of the crop. They're the top of the line, and those are the ones that you should be really focusing on. Now, the third part of the equation is having a technically sound website. So fast load speed of a page, easy to crawl from the the Google bots or the other search engine robots. One that's secure with a SSL certificate, has excellent user experience, and many more factors that play into the website's ability to rank well. So that all being said, I want you to do this. I want you to get your a notepad out, a pen. I want you to get ready to make note. So here's a quick tip. I want you to take your business type and then add Sarnia or Sarnia, your business, without having the plus sign there. Write that down. Now, take that. That's what's going to be your keyword. That's going to, a lot of the local searches are based on those two, sort of search types. What you're going to do is you're going to add that keyword to your meta title. The meta title is the page title of a page. So what I want you to do is I want you to add that to the meta title of your homepage, and then also add it to the heading of your homepage. And going back to that meta title, the meta title is actually what's shown in the search engine results page. So you'll want that in your meta title, and then in the heading of your homepage, and then add it once or twice into your homepage's body or content. From there, and if you're not in Sarnia, just replace Sarnia with the community that you are in Lambton County. And from there, I mean, competition, if there's only 3 or 4 or 5 of the competitors in your business, even if there's 10, 15 or whatever, just by doing that, if you didn't do that already to your website, should be enough to see some solid improvements in your rankings and hopefully get you onto the first page. And then, hey, congratulations, you could be driving traffic and leads, and then my intention will be complete. So that's it. Webinar over. And as the kids say these days, JK, just kidding. Let's continue on here. So will it work? Whether you voice this or not aloud, most people, if not all people, ask this question. For me personally, I say a resounding yes. We see. And that's as far as my varying languages go in terms of saying yes. But of course, it's if it's done right. If you're in a more competitive industry or you serve a wider market than just Sarnia-Lambton, like provincially, nationally, or internationally, there's a lot more to it. So you really won't go anywhere with a poorly planned or built or executed or implemented SEO campaign. Really, much like this guy in this car. If it's broken down, if it's a broken down operation or campaign, you really aren't going to go anywhere. However, when SEO does work, as I had mentioned, it works when the right things are done consistently and with excellence. When you have built an SEO campaign and implement it with excellence, you'll get where you want to be a lot faster. Very much like this car. It looks like it's going pretty fast, doesn't it? So how much does it cost? So how much does it cost? A lot of people are always, like, everybody wonders that. And it really, I don't really like to see it as a cost or an expense. Really, it's poorly executed is a cost and an expense, much like that previous car. But rather, SEO done with excellence is an investment. I've seen greater returns for me personally and for my clients that far exceed what the average stock market investment return would be over the past 50 years, which is in and around 9 and 10%. This is really how an SEO investment, a lot of the time in more competitive markets, work. Is we continue to, input our efforts. We don't see very much in terms of traffic and return, but then all of a sudden we hit a tipping point, and then the traffic and the leads, and then ultimately the return skyrocket. So that all being said, the investment level does depend on several things. So it depends on the competitiveness of the keyword of your industry. It depends on the gap between where you are and how long and how aggressively your competitors have been doing SEO, and how trustworthy, how strong, how dominant they are. What kind of backlink gap that they've built up over you, and then also whatever website issues. If there's major website issues, if you have a very old website, or even a newer website that has that wasn't built with SEO in mind, and doesn't have a great user experience, then we'd have to get those fixed as well. So again, it really depends, and that's why whenever I work personally with somebody or anybody that you work with, generally there should be an analysis that's done, so you can get a competitive analysis and website analysis, so that you can have a good idea as to where you are, to where you want to be, and what's it going to take to fill that gap. So how do we track ROI? And first of all, in case we didn't, I know I mentioned it already, but if you missed it, ROI stands for return on investment. And like any marketing channel, we should be all tracking our ROI. So in my experience, the best way is to ask everyone that send in an inquiry via email, calls, or walks in and turns into business. And then what you want to do is keep track. You want to document. You want to keep track of how much their business was worth, and calculate your campaign returns, as frequently as what makes sense to you and your unique situation, whether that's weekly, monthly, quarterly, or even yearly. So in an example in terms of tracking ROI or calculating ROI is, if you invest $10,000 into something and you end up getting $110,000 back, that's a 10 times return, or a 1,000% return. So then another great way to track ballpark returns is to set up Google Analytics. Well, Google Analytics, you should have that set up to track your traffic and the sources of that traffic, and many other opportunities to strategically figure out what you should be doing in the future for your marketing campaigns. And then you'll want to create goals. So a goal is a conversion, which is a meaningful business result, with some of the most common being, somebody fills in a contact form, somebody calls you, somebody emails you, somebody books an appointment with you, or makes a direct purchase on your website. And not shown here to go in line with not-for-profits. When somebody makes a donation is another very common goal or conversion in terms of for SEO. So we've reached that exciting part where we're going to show you, we're going to see how to access Ahrefs Webmaster tools. Now, little disclaimer, due to technical difficulties in showing the full process, for anyone interested, I'll be happy to help you take care of this setup, free of charge. Don't worry about it. All because, well, somehow I messed up here. Anyways, it's a little embarrassing, but I have this video here. Let's get it started. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to search for Ahrefs free tools. We'll click on it. You'll see it at the bottom there. So you'll click on that and it'll take you to the landing page. From there, you'll want to check out that click there, but you'll see all the additional free tools that they have, which are amazing. So going back up, we'll go check out AWT. We'll click there. We'll click to the sign up for free, and that'll roll us down. What I recommend is using Google, your Google account to connect that. Make sure you click that. As you can see, I hid some private information there as well. So now, once you have that all set up and you verify your website using Google Search Console, it'll take you to this dashboard. Now, this dashboard is awesome because right off the hop, you'll see that this main area here, they have a demo video. It's 5 minutes. It's amazing. They have video tutorials, competitor research, keyword research, link building, SEO guides for, beginners, and then free courses. And that blogging for business there is incredible. It's $800. They give it for free now. So there's my friend, King Cans. They supply portable shipping containers. And then we just went to the dashboard, the health score, the SEO audit, showing 88%. This dashboard shows the major errors, lesser warnings, and notices. And then from here, you can actually check out the top issues. So if you click on it, it'll say why it's an issue, and then it'll give you how to fix it. And then when you click on the view affected URLs, then it'll show you which pages that need to be fixed for whatever the issue is. You can take these, you can give them to, again, your web developer, have somebody do it for you, and really improve your rankings on top of what I've already shared with you in terms of those quick action tips to improve your visibility for your search terms, for your keywords. So now that we've seen quickly how to access Ahrefs Webmaster tools, I'm going to just quickly touch on the fact that the other side of this coin, the other side of the other functionality of having this free access is having a site explorer. Now, my friend here, as you can see, there's not a lot of data because he's brand new, but his beautiful website, which was done by a local provider here, and she may or may not be on the webinar here. But if you check out kingcans.ca, it's a gorgeous website. There's some SEO work that needs to be done. There's some content that needs to be added. But my friend will soon enough be ranking quite well. He's not a client, but he's a dear friend, and he's offering a fantastic service. So on the other side, as I was saying, there's the site explorer of Webmaster tools. Now, what that'll allow is once he starts ranking for certain keywords, he'll be able to see who his competitors are, find additional keywords that he can that he's not ranking for, and he can actually target with new pages or blog content, and publish this information, thereby increasing, more opportunities to rank, more traffic, and then ultimately get more business from it. On top of that, they'll be able to see his competitors' backlinks and find maybe link opportunities and then that adds to the improved rankings and profitability of the campaign. So that all being said, like I had mentioned, if you're interested in getting access to this, send me a quick email, with WMT in the subject line, and then we can get you pointed in the right direction. So now it's time for that super secret that I was very excited to share with you. And these are actually just really quick local SEO tips. Especially in Sarnia-Lambton, these are really big action tips, big action moves that you can do that will, if you haven't done it already, will positively impact your Google My Business and your map rankings. Like I said, And that one stat, 80% of local searches convert into business. So if you can, get an additional 10 clicks, 50 clicks, 100 clicks, that's 8 new potential customers, 40 new potential customers, 80 new potential customers, if they're coming from local. I hope that math is right. So where are all the cool kids hanging out? So Google My Business, that is the profile, the listing that allows you to be found on Google Maps. Bing Places. So if somebody's using Bing as their search engine, you definitely want to be on Bing Places. That sends additional signals and strength of your listing and your website. So you want to get found on Bing Places. Apple Maps for iPhone users, if they're using Siri or Apple Maps and they want to find your business, that'll allow you to be found for iPhone users, for Apple users, and then it also sends another strong brand signal to your website. Yellow Pages is a big, it's what's called a data aggregator. So you set up your listing on there, and then it actually feeds out to many other websites with your information, expanding your digital footprint, your brand, your online brand presence. My major suggestion here is, once you sign up, if you're not already signed up, they've got their amazing sales. They're an amazing sales organization. And I just recommend that you don't necessarily get sucked into their offerings. That's all I'm going to say about them. My mom told me not to say anything bad about anybody or any organization, and if I don't have anything nice to say, and let's continue on. Data Axle, again, that's another type of data aggregator. So you get your information with Data Axle, and your brand will be expanded further out automatically. And it's a beautiful thing to grow your brand, grow your digital footprint, again, grow your authority. Foursquare is again that type of idea, and you want to get your name on there. It's a big, powerful website. And then obviously, like I had said earlier, Yelp. Get that optimized, get that beautiful. You definitely want to be in these specific places. But most importantly here is make sure that you fill out your profiles completely. You add accurate information such as hours, your business description, and make sure your NAP is consistent. And NAP stands for name, address, and phone number. Make sure that those are all consistent across all these platforms. And that way, you're not going to confuse the search engines or Google, and you'll be able to, and this will further enhance your ranking ability. You'll want to, especially with Google My Business, you'll want to post regularly with updates, with blog posts, pictures, videos, and be sure, especially on Google, be sure to request honest feedback. Now, it might be, if you request honest feedback, hopefully you're going to get, an absurdly positive, response. Maybe you'll get some negative feedback. I don't know. But if you do get negative feedback, use that as data to improve your process, improve your systems, so that you can turn those negatives into a positive. But also, here's a super tip, super secret tip. When you're asking your customers for your feedback in the form of Google reviews, be sure to let them know to use, mention the service that they use, the products that they bought, and if you're a restaurant, the meals that they ate, that sort of stuff. All that sort of, like, if you have keywords, if people use the keywords that you're targeting in their reviews with you, that will send more ranking signals to increase your ranks. So for a list of these website URLs, again, send me a quick email. You can use the same, the same email that you're going to do WMT to get access to that. And I'll send you a quick link, or all these links that you can directly go to these, fill out your information, and further increase your ranking. So on top of that as well, you obviously, as mentioned in previous webinars here, you'll want your socials, of course, your Facebook, your Instagram, your YouTube, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, Pinterest, all those types of things. Fill out get your name in there. Make sure that the name, address, phone number, all that information is accurate, and use those social platforms, to share your content, engage with your community, engage with our community, and really create goodwill in our communities, so that you can serve more people. As a byproduct of service to others, you can grow your business. You can, support yourself, your loved ones, help your team's families and their loved ones, and so on. So that's it, my friends. Thank you very much for joining us today. There's my email to send that quick request. I'd love for you to personally connect with me on on Facebook and LinkedIn. I'm sure I'm Facebook friends with many of you here, but it's all about connecting, and let's chat over a coffee virtually. And whenever we get out of these quarantines and these lockdowns, let's meet up for coffee face to face, get to know each other, and we'll get to know each other and talk about whatever we want to talk about. So go to Google my name, Trevor Tynes, visit my website. I have a little Facebook Messenger icon in the bottom right corner. Click on it, say hi. I'd love to chat with you. So in parting, I like us to all remember this, that other people, and this dawned on me very recently, other people make life worth living, because at the end of the day, we all live in a world built on relationships. Thank you, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. And if we have any questions, if I can be of any further help, let's hear your questions.